in sort of the guidance side of things, but there's no guidance as such this week. It's all best practice and learning from other countries. So there's no map updates. So there's none of them there will be a link thrown in later on, and that's just literally so you can pick up the presentation that we're looking at. So what I'm going to go through, I'm going to show you an example customer communication video. It's one that's being used up in Scotland, very, very simple, but something that they've been putting on social media and sending links out in via their social, their email campaigns, etc. Can we learn from those who've already opened? So we're having a look at Homes Place in Germany and some of their learnings, and having a look at the financials and how that has been affected. And obviously there's a little tiny blip of the information that's going to be coming out on Monday from the new swim guidelines. So let's get started. First and foremost, I'm going to start to play this video. So there's a link here it's a company up in Scotland, and what they've done, they put a video together. I'm just going to turn the sound up so hopefully you can hear it.
Good friends, they're here to stay. Day to day, blue skies, the sun won't go away. Day to day, can keep the smile on my face. No rain, no cold, no blues, no gray. Day to day. Good times, good friends, they're here to stay. Day to day, blue skies, the sun won't go away. Day to day, can keep a smile on my face. No rain, no cold, no blues, no gray.
Okay, so let me go back onto this. So as you can see from the video, it's quite simple. There's not a great, all it is basically a PowerPoint with some music over it that has been ran into a video. Now, the idea of, originally I was hoping we could get the actual file and you could take out the excite bit and bits and pieces, but unfortunately they won't allow us to do that. They were happy with us showing it to people, which is fine, which is what I've done. But basically it's a PowerPoint slide deck with a music overlay, and then you press play and it runs through in a sequence. It's nothing more than that. Now, I love the fact that their customers have had that now for nearly a week and a half. I'm not sure how you're all getting on with your customers and your communications, but we've got to get the message out. Now, Scotland's probably going to open after England. So if you're in England and you still haven't done it, please be worried and please get this done as quick as possible. Now, I had a chat with Swim England, and the new guidelines are due to come out on Monday. So I went through some of the stuff that I've already covered with everyone just to ask if there was anything new. And there's a new bit of science coming. Apparently, there's been some science done that you don't need the 2 meter spacing in a pool. Now, I don't know the exact science because they wouldn't give it to me, but that will be coming out on Monday. What this means to all of you is that your pool capacities have just jumped. You can now get more in. But it's interesting. I'm going to talk you through what's happened in other countries, and pool's not the first place where people are coming back. But hey, it'll be great news to get the capacity levels up there, especially for lessons and various different things. So here's some lessons learned. So this is Germany. It's Home's place in Germany. Now, the financials for them, or the amount of people coming back, is what you can see in the bottom left-hand corner. So week 2, they had between 40 and 50% of their business back. Week 4 to 5, they had 65 to 70%. Now you can see for week 8 and week 10, these are the sort of forecasts. So these haven't actually happened yet. But you can see now, obviously, we want to know how quick our customers are going to come back. But I just wanted to explain to you that before you start saying, right, we're going to get them back relatively quick, they are wearing masks, they are got visors everywhere and screens everywhere, and they are doing thermometry checks when people come into the building. So I know that we keep looking at other countries for this, right? They do it, this is working, and this is, they've got this many back, etc. But unless you follow their practices, please don't expect to get the same results. So obviously the growth is there if you're doing things right. Now Germany have done it right from the beginning, there's quite a few good things that have kicked in the Netherlands and bits and pieces. So I'll give you one quick example. Our government kindly said to people, if you're on furlough, please sit at home and do nothing. They did say you could volunteer, but they sort of tried to put people off that as well. In the Netherlands, what they did, the government paid 90% of the wages. The company had to pay the other 10%. And furlough meant that you couldn't make any money for the business, but you had to improve all your services and systems. So all the staff were in, making sure everything was clean, everything was gleaming, all the new systems are in place, and that when they open, it's going to be absolutely amazing. We're going for the blind panic method, trying to get lazy people off the bum. But hey, so be it. And that's what we decided to do, and that's what we're doing. So that was Germany. Also learning from Germany is that people are not really looking for long-term membership. So 12 and 18 months are just not on the table at the minute. They're finding that people want to test the water and put the toe in and find out what it's going to be like. A lot of people are sort of resulting back to, we know what the standards used to be like, and when we open, they're going to have to be better, but will they stay better? They were never meant to go bad, but they did. So the reality behind it is the short-term membership, so people can test things, is definitely going to be key. That was a big finding by Home's Place. They've also set up what's called an immunity health fitness program. Now, the immunity health fitness program is basically writing someone a program that's going to help them to look after their CV, the cardiovascular sort of fitness, and also look at the weight. But they called it immunity health program. So you could possibly call your induction or your program writing exactly the same thing, because that's really what it is. And what Germany have said to us is you have to be prepared for wave 2, because they can see that it's likely to come. So that was interesting. Other lessons learned. So this is from some sites that have been basically done in America. These were the 4 biggest learnings that they had. And it's about communication. It's about, you've got to communicate with both staff and customers well before, and lots of it. Again, we've been closed for 10 weeks. I'm assuming now that you've done at least 10 interactions with your customers, from surveys to, the feedback and social media, showing them what you're doing. And like I've said, videos of you in your masks, video of you speaking to customers online. I'm assuming that you're all doing online inductions and all that type of stuff now as well. But hey, mats, balls and bands, etc. are not getting cleaned. Well, I don't know why I was surprised by this. For the last 27 years that I've been in the leisure industry, we've been asking people to put the weights back, and they haven't been able to do it. So funnily enough, they're not doing the stuff that we're asking now. So, we're not open yet. Can we build that into the procedures to maybe ask them to do less? Because if we ask less, we might have more chance of getting it done. But that's the feedback that's come back. The next bit was, it's about you need to make sure that you have several dry runs. So that means people walking in, coming in through the front door, going and getting changed in changing rooms, having a look at what lockers and how they're going to work. It's the physical walkthroughs. It's not until people have been doing them that they start noticing little sort of idiosyncrasies within their site where they need to make little tweaks or changes. But please get your staff back in time. Not all of them, but the ones you're getting off furlough, the ones who are going to be there to lighten up people's life when they first come back. Please get them to do some dry runs and make sure that happens before they come in. And that was they basically just said that anyone who doesn't do that is just going to fall flat on the face, and they're going to come up with lots and lots of issues. And again, I can't state it anymore, but it's having a pandemic plan B. So if somebody comes into your organization and they have COVID, what's your plan? How are you going to sort of track and trace where they've been, what they've done? How are you then going to communicate that to other customers and staff? Do you need to close down for a certain period of time, etc., etc.? You need to know exactly what that plan's going to look like. There's a high likelihood that it's going to happen. So this is another thing that's just come in from, again, when I was looking out in Germany, it's what's called one kit workouts. Now, this is something that's been working really, really well for them. Now, you can imagine the idea behind this. The biggest problems you're going to have in your gym is imagine I'm allowed to have 30 people in there. Let's just say we're only allowed to have 30 people, but that's the limit that I've got. Now, the problem with the 30 people is that they might all be vying for the same type of kit. Right, so there's a likelihood that they may all want to do chest press, they may all want to do triceps, they may all want to do bicep curls, etc., etc. So that means, you know, if they've got 15 things in their program, there's going to be 450 touches around the gym. Well, that's 450 sprays, it's 450 wipes. So all this becomes costly. It becomes extremely, extremely costly. The other big issue that you're likely to have in your gym is the fact that it's the moving around. So when I get off the treadmill and I start to move around, we know that when people are tired, that's when they're likely to make more mistakes. So what these types of pieces of kit that they're using in Germany are doing are basically you can do the full body workout on one piece of kit. So they bought these different bits and pieces in. So 30, instead of 450 touches, you'd have 30 touches and 30 things that need cleaning, which surely has to be better and not lots of movement in and around your gym. So these have been going down very, very well. It's not just Germany where these types of things are working. So what I did, I tried to find out who has the license for these in the UK. The good thing about these as well, I don't know whether you can see, but these sort of, I've got another slide here. In fact, I haven't. I thought I had another slide, but I haven't, but that's fine. These fold up into a relatively small space, and you can see that they've got wheels on so you can move them around. So you can see sort of over here, I hope you can see my mouse on the screen, but you can see over here the relatively small size that these are when they're packed away. So for something that can do all body, these are things that we can sort of wheel in, wheel out, and we can do lots of bits and pieces with. So if you're looking to get any new kit in going forwards, we know that we always go to the usual players. We go to our Matrix, Life Fitness, Technogym, and they advise us to buy really big deer kit. With the likes of this stuff, this is massively multi-purpose. And as I say, for COVID, it's coming out like a dream. Now, obviously, when the session's finished, you know, we send you a quick email with a link in. Well, the link will give you the access to this pack or to this presentation that I'm doing. So you'll be able to see where all the YouTube links are and various bits and pieces. And if anyone's interested in this, here's all Andy's details here. But honestly, this stuff is going down an absolute treat on the continent. But you've got to bear it in mind, the continents are doing things slightly different than us because they want to protect the staff with visors and various different things and masks, whereas we're not bothered over here officially. I know you lot are, but hey, we know that the government aren't, unless we're in Scotland and probably Wales, because they're probably going to go with it as well. So yesterday, this was an absolute freak of nature where I was doing a presentation for the Chamber of Commerce. And there was a lady on there. She's actually on the call today, so if there's any questions later on, then by all means, if I can't answer them, I'm sure she can. And this was about, she started showing me this stuff about virtual tours. Well, obviously in the climate we're in, we want people to be able to see exactly what it looks like and exactly what it's going to look like, etc., etc. So initially I'm sitting there thinking, this is good, it's brilliant. Now, it wasn't until she really started demoing the product that I was like, this is just the best thing ever. Now, the idea behind this is, so let's have a quick look, is we can market space online. Yeah, so it's not like just looking at a picture like that. We can move around the room. I'm going to show you an example in a minute of something that they've done for Nuffield Health in a minute, which again, you'll see it and it's just amazing. So can we create content that's engaging? So as we start going through, you'll see how interactive it is. It's not just like a picture. It's not just like a video. It answers questions for you, and you can use these things as a training document as well. We could have one training for customers, and then we can use it to train staff, and we can also then turn the same thing into a virtual sales tour later on. So we can do for COVID and the virtual sales tour. To me, this is an absolute no-brainer. And in terms of, I see a lot of online stuff with little videos here and little videos there, but with this, you can actually use the virtual headsets and pretend you're in the site and sort of walk up and see the, touch this point and it'll start giving you information, etc., etc. So it's absolutely and utterly blown me away. It's being used massively in sort of gyms and obviously in higher education as well, in order to be able to give people. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start to give you a tour of Nuffield Health. So imagine you're a member of this particular gym, or imagine you've never been to this gym. Either way, it's going to work for you. So as you can see in here, here's what the guideline rules are going to be. This is the areas that are going to be coned off, so you're not going to be able to go into these areas. You can see on the floor what the markings are going to look like, so you can see exactly what it's going to be. As we sort of spin round, you can, again, what's the signage, what's the posters. This shows me that there's a link. So as soon as I click onto this, it then says me we'll be doing temperature checks, etc., etc. So we can start to let them know exactly what we're going to be doing. Again, it's got all the bits on the door, the bits we can't see. If I click up here, this tells us to click on what we're doing. So I'm going to take you a little tiny bit further into this gym. So again, we've now got to reception. So no towels will be provided. That's key. So again, if I click on this, our reception desk will be fitted with perspex cover to protect our staff members. Please remember to keep a safe distance and stand on the floor markers provided. So again, this now, not only does it become, letting the customers know that we're there with them to help them, it's letting them know every single thing that we're going to be doing for them. Again, as I start to walk through the gym, now it's crazily accurate, this stuff. It's down to about the millimetre in terms of exactly what it will look like within each site. So you can see here, if I want to jump to certain places, I can. So they had a little thing there to weights, the pool, continue the tour to the spin room. So let's go and have a look at the weights area. So again, it's showing us these are going to have signs on, so you're not going to be able to use these. It's going to be every other. It starts showing us that type of stuff. As we move through into the other areas, again, it starts showing us like the one-way systems and what they will look like and how they're going to be sort of manned off. And the drink fountains are not going to be available, but this is a cleaning station. So it's absolute. As I was going through this yesterday, I could just see there thinking, not only is this amazing for COVID, but could you imagine, we need to sell to people, but we can't really afford to have them in the place. So imagine if we did one of these for COVID and then we just changed some of these stickers. So that would now say, yes, we have water fountains available for you. We have 78 pieces of kit within the gym. There might be an instructor over here. We'd click on a button and he'd say, right, I write programs for you. If you do anything wrong, I come and correct you. So this is just the absolute ultimate. One piece of kit this sort of one thing can be used for COVID. It can be used for a virtual tour, but it can be used for actual selling and actual answering the questions. And as I say, it can actually be used to sort of on staff and various different people as well. So, yeah, I think I'm just trying to find out what your thoughts are on that. I'd like to do a little tiny poll, if that's possible. I'd like to find out how much you think that costs per site. So in terms of for Nuffield to get that done, how much do you think that cost them? So per site, it's very professional. It's got all the stuff built into it. How much do you think it cost? Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So we've got the results in. The results are here. Now, it's just under £1,000, right? Which per site, which do I think that would pay for itself? Well, no end. What is it, 2-3 memberships? You know, if I could sell 2 or 3 memberships because I've had this, I've covered my costs and I can now train my staff, I can educate the customers, and I can now get more customers in. It's an absolute no-brainer. Obviously this week now, because there's no guidance update, it's been relatively short. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump into the Q&A and see if anyone's got any questions and answers. If anyone sort of wants to fire them across to us, then perfect. If not, what we'll do is obviously, like we have for every other presentation, we'll send you a non-sales email, just following you up with the links and the various different things that you would need. But are there any questions out there? Has anyone got any questions at all based on what we've just gone through? Dawn, are you still with us?
Sorry, Craig, I had just a glitch there as such. Sorry, could you just repeat that?
It just seeing if there's any questions. I'm just trying to see if there's any questions or anything that we come back with, or I can see there's none been typed in at the moment.
No,
But,
none at all. Oh, right, here we go. A couple just came in right now that you'll be able to see.
So we'll take the first one. So do we know if UK Active are still pushing for the 4th of July reopening? Now, it's never been said that UK Active were pushing for the 4th of July opening. It's only been said that we'd never opened before then. Now, what UK Active are pushing for is to try and make sure that people are in a financial position to open. So it's really about when are you going to be ready to open? Now, we also know that the rent holiday finishes in June, which means you're going to be paying for something that you're not using. So I think this is one of the reasons why we're trying to get back and why we're trying to sort of put that information in. But in terms of, are they pushing for the 4th? Not as such, but there's a likelihood that some organisations will be allowed to open by the 4th if you deem ready. Now, again, you know, we've got to look at how this has been working. So let's have a look at like David Lloyd. They had 3 days to open up their outdoor tennis because of the way it was sort of. So all I'm saying is please make sure that you're ready for whether it's the 4th. I would be making sure I'm ready for the 4th, and if I've got more time, then I'll be using it. Okay, so think you just answered the question about sharing of the Nuffield. Does that make sense as a question? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think Dean doesn't need you to say anything further.
His question is to say that I've covered the question. Perfect. Hi, do I know how long it took to make the virtual tour? Well, if you wait there 1 second, I am just going to try and invite Dion onto the call. Now, Dion, there's 2 Dions on, so I'm hoping I'm going to allow the correct one to talk. So if you can just bear with me for probably about 10 seconds or so, and it'll hopefully allow Dion to then have a mic and speak. Dion, are you there? Hello?
Hi, I don't know if you can hear me.
Oh, sorry, we can indeed, and it's now gone out, which is perfect. So someone has asked the question, how long does it take to make the virtual tour?
Well, it depends on the site, really. Something like Nuffield probably took to actually physically make, I'd say anywhere between half a day and a day, because obviously they had multiple rooms within the gym that we had to go in and scan. Yeah. The actual virtual walkthrough, without any of the signage added in, can be back with a client within 24 hours. So that's with all of our editing placed in. So that's just your basic walkthrough. That's edited and back with you within 24 hours. To add in the signage, that takes a little longer, but I wouldn't say it took any more than 48 hours. But that's just to add in things like signage, because Nuffield, obviously, we'd scanned their gyms ahead of time and they didn't have that signage. This is something we've added in after. So they've asked us to go in and add that in. So that's just a little bit of extra editing time. So we just did that aside. But yeah, the actual scanning, I'd say anywhere between half a day and a day. Small sites, very small sites, less than half a day. But Nuffield, I think, was just between half and a full day.
Excellent. Feel free to stay around, because I reckon there'll be more questions coming. But does anyone else have any more questions? Any more at all? Okay, there we go. They're flying in, absolutely flying in. You mentioned Swim England coming back with science to back a reduced social distance requirements in the pool. Any indication if this also affects changing areas? No, because they're not in the pool. The science is based on the fact it's a very brief passing with not much of your body out of the pool, and yeah, so no, it's not for any other areas. It's only for in the pool. Can you expand on all the likely swimming and guidance changing the 2 metre rule? No, I can't. Until I get the science, Adrian, I don't know what it is. They wouldn't give me the science, although they had it. If I'm being honest, I think they were still waiting for it to get cleared by PHE England. So unfortunately, I can't explain the science. I'm not sure what science is going to stop breath from going 2 metres if they cough or breathe heavily. So I can't wait to see it myself. yeah, it's genius. I can't wait to see this new stuff that's stopping people from breathing, breath from going that far. But yeah, hopefully, apparently they've got it. Apparently it's been okayed, and apparently you'll have it by Monday. Next question is, what advice on cleaning free weight equipment and functional accessories as difficult to get members to put the weights back? I think, you know, part of the agreement is I'd be making people, I've said this all along, is people would have to sign a sort of contract on the way to come back. You know, you are welcome if you will do these things. Now, if people are not putting the weights back and not wiping stuff, then we need to manage that process. For years and years, we've never managed it. We never go up to the person and go, excuse me, mate, you just walked away. Can you just put them back, please? We don't do that, but we moan about it. It's the actual actions that we do to make sure that they do stuff. Now, obviously, with your functional fitness stuff, you know, how you wipe it and how you kill off COVID, for some of the stuff like ropes and various different things, you may need some sort of fabric, like a fabric Dettol type thing. Not Dettol or Detox, that's just, there will be another one out there, but it's something that you can use on fabrics, which I think is absolutely key, which is absolutely key for them. What else do we have in here now? Yeah, we got that one. Coming back with science, that one's absolutely fine. We've done that one. We've answered that question. We've answered that one. Advice on, yeah, hopefully I've just done that. Now, Andy, in terms of cleaning the free stuff and weights, is yes, there's meant to be a spray there. The customers are going to have to spray it. They're going to have to wipe it. It may be cheaper in the long run just to get and actually have the proper disinfectant wipes, so that you can just put the wipe in, put it around the grip. They may even have it where they put it on the hand when you lift it up, etc., and then use it to wipe off. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get the likes of Technogym and a few others to create videos for us, so we can then share them and everyone's got them, and no matter what kit you've got, it's still pretty much going to be cleaned in the same way. Now I think, oh no, wait there, we might have had another question. No, that one's okay. Are organisations considering reducing membership prices due to limited access activities? Now, all the advice on this from abroad is no, that they're not doing this. Now, I've had this conversation on so many occasions, it's untrue. Now, all I'll be saying to people is, so let's say I've got 1,000 members and I charge them £1, which means I'm going to get £1,000, right? That bit's easy, it's simple maths, and that's fine. Now, I think I'm only offering 50% of my services, so I'm only going to charge them 50p, which means I now get £500. Well, the idea behind that is I might have lost money that I didn't need to, and there's nothing I can do to get that money back. Now, if I charged everyone £1 and I got £1,000, if 200 people complained, I could do something with them and I'd still have more revenue, and I've still dealt with all the issues that have come in. Or if I decide that, you know what, we made a wrong decision, so let's give them all half the money back, I can give them it back if I've got it. But as soon as I've given it away, I've got no other choice, it's gone. And, you know, whether that's going to be appreciated or not, I'm sure it will. You know, it's a really nice touch, but it could also be the touch that closes your gym down. So it's a really big decision to make. So yeah, right. What else have we got? Someone's put another one here. Thoughts on 50 mins bookable gym slots with continuously cleaning and then deep cleaning 2 times a day where the building is closed for an hour. Whew. Okay. Does it need that much? It needs to be wiped down after each piece of kit's been used. It needs to be clean to start the day, and yes, that's probably because you've done a deep clean at the end of the day. I'm not sure. I know what some people have been doing. So I spoke to a site the other week, and where they've got treadmills. So I can't show you on the video. I normally use my hands and stuff, don't I? But so let's say, for instance, they've got 10 treadmills. 5 of them have got covers on. And halfway through the day, they take the covers off them and put them on the other one. So it's like a brand newly fresh machine. So where it's possible, that might be an option for you, because that's how the deep clean could happen. But you don't want to be stopping and closing the gym in order to do it. You're already going to have limited space in order to do this. So hopefully that's answered your question. Are we any more? I'm not sure if this came through earlier. Announcement last night in Scotland as part of tournament announcements. The phase 3 will commence on the 15th July, but probably bring forward our plans, but unclear for now. Yeah, if I'm being honest, I haven't. Robert, thanks very much for that, mate. I did see it, but I know that it's not a set in stone. But if you've got any more information on that, ping it to us, and we can ping it out to everyone else. We can get it put on the Scottish Leisure Network Hub and all the other, and the SimSpa Hub where possible. Right, I'm just trying to check now if I've answered all the questions.
Yep, that's them all, Craig, so far.
Okay. Well, in that case, we've still got 70 organisations on, so that's amazing. Thank you very much for your time. In the next 20 minutes or so, you will have a copy of a link to this slide deck, which will have all the details on for the virtual tours and for the one piece workout kits, the one kit workout stuff. And also there'll be a link in there to give me feedback if you can. That'll be lovely. If any of you have liked the session, please feel free to write some stuff onto the social media. Dawn and myself, we're doing this all for free of charge, and all we ask back is if you liked it, can you just please tell someone? And that would be really, really much appreciated. And I believe a new question's just come in. Oh no, it's okay. They're just helping us. They just said thank you again for your help. Corinne's also put another one in there about would you unfreeze all your membership, the sensors. Now, some organisations are saying to people, do you want to unfreeze or not? And if 50% say no, then that's great, because it means that we know which 50% we can start getting in first. So use some of that information to decide on who's going to come back first. But other than that, yeah, nothing really we can do on that. So you will have all the information within the next 20 minutes. I hope you've enjoyed the session. If anyone's got any questions, then please feel free. We've got one more sneaky question coming in. This will be the last one. My understanding is that if screens are installed around CV machines, that the screens have to be cleaned after each time that your machine is used. Is this your understanding as well? Personally, I wouldn't be advising to put them in between machines anyway. So if you are putting them in between screens, in between machines, then they would need to be wiped in between each person. Not that anyone's going to touch them, because that's where the problem arises. But yeah, me personally, I don't think I'd have enough money to be able to go down the route of putting that. I've seen some pictures of clubs in America, and I think it's put people off more than made them feel safe. But as long as we're, as far as I'm concerned, as long as staff are wearing PPE, as long as they've got a mask on, and if they're doing any cleaning, they've got the gloves on and whatever they need. As long as we're making sure all the social distancing and we manage it properly, you'll be absolutely fine. If you're using the correct spacing, you don't need the screen. So it makes more sense. But yeah, hopefully that's answered your question, Tom. That's the last question. So thank you very much again. Within the next 20 minutes, you will have all the links you need and bits and pieces. Obviously, you can send feedback straight after via the Zoho link that they'll send to you. But yeah, if there's any more questions or queries, please send them through to me. If anyone has any best practice or ideas, again, please send it through. Next week, it looks like we'll be talking about swimming, and there's quite a few more actual guidance changes because some of the next phases and steps are starting to kick in. So thank you very much for your time. And if you can thank Dawn from Data Pepper for helping in the background, much appreciated. Thank you, you lovely people, and we will see you again this time next week. Bye now.